Hello YouTube, this is ChardarYuGiOh, and today we are playing some more Dragoon Eldlich. We're mostly just trying to compare this variant to the Zodiac variant. Alright, so once again we opened Red Eyes Wyvern, which means we can't use Insight to lead on Extravagance. Opponent's thinking, opponent has an Ash. We lost one Dragoon and one Link Spider. It's the only cards we ever realistically summon. Can't use Red Eyes Insight because we have the Wyvern in hand, which means we would have to dump the normal monster, activate Cursed Eldland, pay 100, we'll search up a Haquero, set a card, and pass the turn. Once again, seeing some of the consistency problems with the Dragoon variant. Opponent has a Feather Duster, sure. You'll use Eldland to dump Conquistador. We do have Nibiru, so... Oh, opponent's playing... Looks like Burning Abyss. Gonna activate Tour Guide. Grab... Oh, maybe not Burning Abyss. Grab Sangan. Summon Psychic Tracker. Okay, it might still be Burning Abyss, but I don't know why you wouldn't get a... Gets Trabini. Get something other than Sangan. Searches an Ash with the Sangan. That's powerful. Trabini sends Torn Scales. Rusty Bardiche. Effective Rusty. Dump Ancient Cloak. Set a Fogblade. Fogblade isn't amazing against our deck. Eldland doesn't... Well, Eldlich the Golden Lord doesn't really have an effect. And they can stop it from attacking, and the Dragoon can't be targeted. Opponent hits us for 21. Go to the end phase. We will banish Haquero and banish Conquistador. Set Scarlet, set Elixir, and draw an Ash. Well, that would have been great last turn. Stop the Tour Guide. Go ahead and activate Scarlet. We know our opponent has an Ash, so this almost certainly, yep, doesn't resolve. What now? Set the Wyvern on defense. Pass the turn. We have Ash and Nibiru. This can't be used as linked material, so it's unlikely our opponent can get to access code. Activates Rusty again. Dump another Torn Scales. Set another Fogblade. I really don't think we care about these Fogblades. Opponent's going to activate Ancient Cloak. Get Boots. Torn Scales is activated. Summons itself back. It's normals a Torn Scales, sure. Opponent makes Rusty. Going to destroy White Destiny. That wasn't doing anything anyway. Summons Boots. Nothing. Don't want to activate Elixir now. Opponent target boots and our set monster. Well, we definitely don't care about the wyvern. Break sword is activated. Pot of Prosperity banishing 3 cards. Having damage is actually pretty relevant here. Might have been better for our opponent just to try to kill us. We're only at 51. Grabs the 3rd Fog Blade. Sets the mystery card. Opponent attacks. We only take 1050 because of the pot. Opponent hits us for 1,000. So really, if we top deck Red Ice Fusion, I think we're still in this game. During the end phase, we will use Scarlet. Set YGO. Could be playing a level 8 Synchro. Normal this Ash. Think that's not good. Don't do that. We draw a Scarlet. Makes our YGO good. Maybe should have gone for Conquistador there, but I wasn't counting on this surviving or doing anything. Well, we will use Eldlich, try to get Conquistador. Set Conquistador in the column that we know is a Fog Blade. Set Scarlet also in the column that we know is a Fog Blade. And now pass the turn. Opponent draws. Going to use Rusty. Dumps Ancient Cloak. Gets Rank Up Magic. That might be a card we care about. Ancient Cloak goes off. Gets Boots. Activates Torn Scales. Gets another Torn Scales. Summons Boots. So that's 2 summons. Sure. Activate Torn Scales. Dump Ragged Gloves. So our opponent's just playing like pure Phantom Knights. Summons Anaconda. Will have to try to stop that. Get Golden Lord. Little too late. Summon Conquistador. Destroy Anaconda. Do have YGO that can banish something out of our opponent's grave, but this deck has so many graveyard resources. Targets itself and the golden land. Well, we will chain the YGO. Might as well get a card out of our opponent's grave. And we're probably going to have to summon this on defense anyway. So getting a card out of our opponent's grave Take wing. Opponent blows up Eldlich. Summons back a couple Phantom Knights as level 4s. Opponent summons Raider's Knight. Do not know this card. Apparently it destroys our Conquistador. Summons Arc Rebellion. Runs over Haquero. Hits us for 3,000. We are at literal 50 life points, but I think if we get Red Ice, well, that is not a Red Ice fusion, so we will concede. But I think we were still in relatively okay shape if we drew the Red Ice fusion. But again, opening the Wyvern alongside Insight, you're effectively opening a 3-card hand, which is not sufficient. And what we'll be going first, bring in Ice Dragon's Prisons. This card seems very good against our opponent's deck. And some Judgments over the Ashes. And we will try it like that. We will go first. Hopefully we can open a good hand with this deck. This has been, well, this is a extremely good hand. We will lead on Insight, dump the Wyvern, get a Red Ice fusion, activate the fusion. Opponent does not have an Ash. Get our bricks out of the deck, summon a Dragoon. Activate Prosperity, banish 6. We're going Pleiades, Ventus, Mechaba, Nova, Anaconda. All the Pleiades isn't like the word. Okay, Anaconda. We'll keep a Pleiades because everything else is like completely dead. Grab Conquistador. Set Conquistador, set Scarlet, set Judgment, keep Ice Dragon's Prison in hand, discard. Opponent has Dark Ruler no more. We have 3, I think we let that go. Judgment stopping a Link Summon seems more powerful. And having our life points isn't ideal. Normal's an Ancient Cloak. Summons Psychic Tracker. So our opponent summons Cherubini. Do we Judgment that, or do we wait? Oh, opponent's just going straight for Anaconda. Well, so if we try to Conquistador pop this, our opponent has Ash. We just lose. Yeah, I think we'll negate this with the Judgment. Opponent's going to use Ancient Cloak. So Judgmenting there feels a lot stronger than using it on the Dark Ruler no more, because that way we traded 2 of our opponent's cards for 1 of our cards. plus the Dark Ruler no more they didn't get any card advantage on. And we get to keep the Dragoon most likely. Opponent's going to use Torn Scales, pitch Boots, grab Ragged Gloves. Torn Scales is a pretty powerful card. Opponent summons Boots. Sure. Summons Break Sword. So, I don't think we want to pop this, because it'll just summon things back. Kills our Dragoon. We have the Wyvern, so it'll be coming back. Summons Boots and Torn Scales back as level 4s. Summons the Raider's Knight. We will activate Conquistador. Opponent's thinking we will activate Sanguine. Summon our Golden Lord. Summon Conquistador. Destroy the Raider's Knight. Opponent's going to use Boots. Gets a Fog Blade. I am going to keep insisting for this entire video that Fog Blade isn't good against us. Opponent sets 2 and passes. We draw Golden Lord, which isn't the most exciting card. Switch to attack. Switch to attack. Enter battle. Attack. Opponent's Fog Blading on the Golden Lord, so it can't attack, but it also can't be attacked, and it doesn't have an effect that we care about. Main phase 2, set Ice Dragon's Prison. Go to the end phase. We'll use Red Eyes Wyvern, target Dragoon. Opponent has Called by the Grave for the Dragoon. We will Elixir. I think we get Conquistador, because we have Ice Dragon's Prison to take stuff out of our opponent's grave. Set another Conquistador. There's definitely arguments for Hawkfire here, but we're going with Conquistador. Final answer. Opponent draws. So if Ragged Gloves, Boots, Torn Scales, and they just top deck a Red Eyes Fusion. They sure. How do we beat that? So we need to resolve the Ice Dragon's Prison. Oh, our opponent doesn't have anything in hand. Oh, this is fine. Summon the Dark Magician. No chain. Banish 2 monsters. For some reason I was thinking our opponent can just negate the Ice Dragon's Prison, but that is not how top decks work. Opponent has Boots, that's fine. Gets another Fog Blade. Sets Fog Blade. No effect. No effect. Draw for turn. Scarlet would be a lot better if we didn't have drawn this other Golden Lord. Do we just keep both of these in hand? I feel like we do. Summon a Link Spider. See if we can get our opponent to Fogblade a Link Spider, mostly just because it would be hilarious. And also so we can use Conquistador in the end phase. Opponent's thinking on the summon of our Link Spider. Alright, let's just go to battle. Attack. You know you want to Fogblade the Link Spider. Opponent does not. Hit him for 1,000. Main 2. I think we can keep Scarlet in hand so we have something good to pitch off the Golden Lord. Go to the end phase. Banish Conquistador. Get White Destiny. And opponent draws. We are still not in amazing shape. We're blocked out of Dragoon forever. Opponent's going to activate Danger Jackalope. Sure, that's fine. Gets Snick. Gonna use Ragged Gloves. To dump Ancient Cloak. Activates Torn Scales. Summons itself back. They Link Summon, we pop it. If they make Break Sword, we don't. Alright, opponent summons Break Sword. Sure. Effective Break Sword, target itself and Golden Lord. Nope, targets itself and Conquistador. Well, that means we have to pop it, which is not what we want. I guess blowing that up has to be better than blowing up Fogblade. Break Sword triggers. Gets Torn Scales and Ancient Cloak. Raider's Knight. Can't stop it. Going to use Arc Rebellion. Goes up to 65, and that will be game. Yep, opponent just very much out-resourced us there. So the Dragoon plan is extremely powerful, but it's very resource-intensive, and it kind of conflicts with the grindiness of Eldlich, where Eldlich wins by always having more resources than the opponent, but when you put so much energy into either one-for-one trading with your opponent or either giving yourself blank cards in your hand when you draw them, or just having a big monster and then once again having to pitch cards from hand and one-for-one trade. Like, sometimes Dragoon is definitely powerful enough to win the game on its own, but as we saw there, sometimes your opponent just has way more cards than you and can just keep playing when your plan is hope you draw a good trap, set a card, and pass. So GG opponent.